Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Butter's Taste Challenge. We have two bourbon whiskeys. Now, the first one is in this big, oh, I need to smudge. Let me clean it. It's a big ancient age bottle because it is the same bottle. Stedman Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Sour Mash, slow matured in select American white oak barrels. 86 proof and aged 3 years, okay? 86 proof, aged 3 years. IWA Distilling of Kentucky. Now, there's a write-up on the back about it. Some guy named Stedman who was involved in the bourbon industry, you know, the same old story. Now, Total Wine, I checked Total Wine's website this morning, and they have it right now for $18.99. $18.99 for this big old bottle. How about that, huh? Now the competitor is Stedman Select. Let's see, $18.99 divided by $17.50. $10.85 for a liter. $8.13. $18.14 for a regular size bottle. All right, so it's still not as cheap as this craziness. This is, well, for the price I paid, this is Jesse James American Outlaw bourbon, bottled in California. Now, where is it from? Well, it doesn't say. It just said bottled in California. All we know is somewhere in the United States, which is just why they're calling it bourbon, because it's probably a blend of bourbons from different states, which is allowed. No problem. You can do that as long as you follow the guidelines, meaning what? It has to be 51% corn. It has to be aged in charred new oak barrels. That's it. And it has to be made in the United States. Doesn't matter which state. But if it's a blend of different bourbons from different states, then it would be just bourbon. Now, if it was all from the same state, then it could be straight bourbon. You see, straight bourbon. Okay. Does that really make a difference in flavor? Well, not necessarily. It may not. All right. It's just a legal definition. It's not necessarily an indication of quality. Okay, America's Outlaw Bourbon Whiskey from Jesse James Dupree, American Outlaw Spirits. This was introduced in 2011. I said since 1882, but that, you got to read more on the bottle. It's not really the case. I got this at Savannah discount for $7.99 for the liter bottle. True story, $7.99. Is that the normal price? No, it's normally about $18.99 for a $7.50, not $7.99 for a liter. But when I see the deals, I jump on the deals. I'm thinking about. Did I say I was going to do it? I said I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about going to CVS Pharmacy and seeing if they still have the Jethro T boots for $8.99. It's just kind of hard to pass that up. I've had it before though, but it might be interesting to put Jethro T boots in taste challenges, and then go to Albertsons and get this Samuel Grant and put that in taste challenges. They're all in the same shape bottle because they're all from the same people. Okay, you look at McAfee's Old Number 8 benchmark bourbon, ancient age, whatever type, ancient age 10 star, so forth. Stedman Select over here, Jethro T Boots at CVS Pharmacy, Samuel Grant over there at Albertsons, Jewel-Osco, and those other stuff. I can't even keep up with all of them. They all have the same bottle. Poured a little bit too much, unfortunately. They're both copper. The problem with the built-in pourer, which is nice on these big handle bottles, the built-in pour prevents that glug, 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 glug. But it comes out too fast. Then you'd be wasting the whiskey, you see. So I should have been more careful. But I was thinking about, oh, I'm gonna buy this and that maybe. I got so many bourbons back stock though. It's a joke. I mean, I don't need to buy. I got Very Old Barton, one of the versions there. Heaven Hill Gold Label. I got Old Charter 8, Old Charter number 8, not the 8-year number. Got Jim Beam Black, the 8-year age, when it used to be 8-year age before it just became extra age. I found a bottle, yes. That's 4 right there. And I know it's more than 4. Oh, Royal Kentucky, that's 5. That's going to be an interesting one. Royal Kentucky. Wish me luck on it. Do you have any ryes backlog that you haven't tried yet? Yes. This is Kevin Johnston asking. I have Winchester rye. So we got 80 proof versus 86 proof, okay? And 86 proof is 3-year age versus 2-year age. Is that going to make a difference? And then we have sour mash, and the other one doesn't claim to be sour mash. I would think it would make a difference. Isle of Fire says, oops, if you pour too much, then I better get working on building a teleportation device so you can instantly send me your accidental overpour. I would do it too, you know, because I'm not over here just to drink a bunch. You know, some people will say that, you know, jealous people. Oh, you're drinking in the morning. It's not even daylight and all that. It's because they're jealous. You know, they want to be doing it. You know, I don't care what they say. I know what I'm doing. Ronald, Jim Beam or Stedman's? I'll say a tie. Who distills Winchester rye? Haven't quite pinned that down. Haha, cheers, Ron. All right, I haven't quite pinned that down, but I'm working on it. So anyway, I hope that rain stays away because I want to cut the grass. And it's been raining too much anyway. It's so rainy. It's so wet. Cheers to y'all. All right. Now on 2 or 3 of these, I got them right on aroma only. Crazy, but I did. Corn, charred oak, white oak, obviously. I mean, yeah, I know I've smelled so many other oaks, you know. A little kind of generalized whiskey aroma. And it just smells like standard bourbon. That doesn't mean a bad thing. And I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm just saying it just smells like any bourbon. I really dislike moving when my yard is wet. Oh, mowing. Yeah, I hate it. And I won't do it, actually. Watch out for brown recluse spiders during the rain. Someone I know in Kentucky has them all the time. Woo-wee. That's scary. Max Walt. Good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Max Walt, in the Russian Federation. Okay, let's get this thing going. I didn't smell with my mouth open to pick up the fumes on my tongue. That's a mistake I often make. It's supposed to make it eat better, like you're a better sniffer. Oh, that might be true. Okay, smells the same. Okay. Because you can taste it on your tongue when you take a whiff, because the fumes got the molecules of the whiskey in it, and you can taste the vapors. True. I wouldn't do that with gasoline. Okay. Yeah, kind of the same, but not as bold, or you could say strong. This one is stronger, this one is weaker, and this one is stronger, and this one is weaker, and this one is stronger, and this one is weaker. Which is making me think this one in my left hand is the Stedman Select. I think his name was Hiram Stedman. You're talking about on the back. Oh, yep. Ebenezer Hiram Stedman and his brother Sam acquired their Bluegrass Region Mill Complex in 1833. Little did they know that it would become an important part. In my thinking, the one in my left hand is the Stedman Select, just because of the strength. But that could be deceptive. I'm not thoroughly confident. I'm fairly confident, but I'm not thoroughly confident. So I am going to taste it. Then guess. Sweet corn, vanilla, from the wood, the charred oak. A little melon, not like honeydew melon. That with those Heaven Hill blended whiskeys, they'd be tasting like honeydew melon. Sometimes you'd be like, "What? What is this?" It's like it's not really a bad flavor. It's just a strange flavor. It seemed like it's not proper, but I mean, this has a little bit of that. There's some other character here, and I can't pin it down. I don't think that Jesse James is that strong. Okay, taste over here. Well, well. That has a pretty strong oak flavor too. Charred oak. See, this is what I think Jesse James is doing. Meaning Jesse James Dupree, meaning American Outlaw Spirits. Yeah, it's only aged 2 years. This bottle. Now listen to me now. This bottle. If you buy one at the store, you're going to almost invariably find the 3-year age. Okay, so I think if you go around, you're going to see the 3-year age. Could you still find the 2-year age? Was it the first issue and then they replace it with 3-year age? Or is it just a variant that they don't mention on the website that they have out there sometimes? I guess the first option is more probable, but I don't know. It could be both. Could just be a 2-year version that they have out there sometimes. It's like the Evan Williams Green label. Look on the website. They don't mention it and they don't acknowledge it. You'd never know it exists by looking at Evan Williams' website. But I can go right there to Winn-Dixie, and it's on the shelf, overpriced, because I can go to another store and get it for much cheaper. But there it is, green label, says Evan Williams, 80 proof, not 86 proof like normal Evan Williams, black label. And it says aged 3 years, not 4 years like normal Evan Williams Black Label. And it says charcoal filtered, unlike normal Evan Williams Black Label. Strange on 3 notes, right? All right, so that, if you look at their website, it doesn't exist. But you go in the store, it obviously does. You're looking at it, and you can buy it and hold it in your hand and drink it. Okay, so these companies are strange, man. They don't mention everything they make. Does that bug me? It bugs me to death, actually, because I want to know everything they make. I don't want all these little mysteries out there. Isn't it interesting that you still haven't tried all of the bourbon products yet? You sure have tasted quite a lot of different ones. Oh, yeah, I mean, I've only just scratched the surface. There's so many. It's unreal. Can you describe the flavor profile Stedman Select for me? It's sweet and has maple-like finish. Yeah, I think it's something like that. I would agree with you. That might be that component I couldn't think of. I have heard that most of our abilities to taste is through our olfactory senses, which I believe is our sense of smell. That's correct. That's what olfactory means. It doesn't mean it's an old factory that your pawpaw worked at and retired from. Haha. Evan Williams Green Label is such a gem. It's my favorite budget, quote unquote, budget bourbon, says Kevin. It really is. And, you know, some people just will say, oh, that's so cheap. I would never allow myself to drink it. Oh, boy. Have you ever had it? Oh, well, no, I've never had it, of course. You ought to try it. Okay. This is a tough one, boy. Now, is there a Stedman Select honey or a Stedman Select, small batch or a Stedman Select cinnamon? There might be. Who knows? If I went to the store and I saw it, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd say, look at this. Same thing with Seagram 7 Crown, right? Look at the website. They show Seagram 7 Crown. They show the honey and the apple. But there's like other ones. If you go to the liquor store, they got like some other liquor stores say cinnamon. That ain't on the website. And I think I saw one called salted caramel. I said, well, that ain't on the website, but it's there. Give you another example, Parrot Bay. I bought Parrot. Walmart was taking too long to change the oil. And I walked to a liquor store and they had, it's a beer, wine, and liquor, cigarette, tobacco, candy bar, Snicker bar, potato chip, pork crackling store. You know what I'm saying? And so they had Parrot Bay, Long Island iced tea. All right. $2.79 for 200 milliliters. That's fair because that would be the same price, 70 cents for a 50 milliliter airplane bottle. Good price. So I bought it. I said, oh, let me look on the website and see what they say about Parrot Bay, because I knew that it used to be called Parrot Bay. It was Captain Morgan Parrot Bay. But then they sold it to Sazerac and then they obviously dropped the Captain Morgan part. So I'm looking at, they say all our flavors. So I'm looking, I say, oh, okay. Pina colada, this and that, strawberry breeze, whatever they got. And I said, well, where's Long Island iced tea? I'm looking. I said, oh, I must have missed it. Let me go back. Nothing. See what I'm saying? There's another perfect example. There's no acknowledgement of it, but I drank it. I saw somebody else did a video of it. I'm going to post it. It drives me nuts. This one's got too much charred oak. And I remember Stedman Select is heavy on that charred oak. It's like wood that just sucked up whiskey in it. Now, what I was going to say earlier about the Jesse James America's Outlaw Bourbon 2-year age, The way they got so much flavor out of aging in only 2 years is because I bet you they use a #4 char, which is the thickest char, and that clear liquid just sucked up that char, and then it turned brown from that, and it got that heavy taste on it. Because see, the aging really just mellows it out. It takes away that alcohol burn more in the sharp edges, and that bad bite, more than really, and a lot of times giving it the flavor. Remember, bourbon is clear when it's poured in the barrel. It's clear. The color comes from the charcoal in the wood, but mainly the charcoal. You say, well, they add color to it. No. You better take that attitude to Scotland or Ireland or Canada or America if you're talking about blended whiskey, blended bourbon included. Then they can add coloring, harmless coloring. But bourbon or straight bourbon, depending on which type, cannot have coloring added. So if you're looking at Jesse James and you say, well, that's pretty deep copper. Yeah, and that's from only the charred oak. They did not add caramel color to it. So I'm going to say this is the Stedman Select. Now, do I prefer Stedman Select over Jesse James? Not quite sure. Yes, I think so. Whoa, I got some bad news. That was the Jesse James. I feel like I just got robbed by the James gang. I'm gonna turn my pretty head and walk away. Da 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 da. Oh man, what a blow! What a shock, a stunner. That's the second one I got wrong. I thought I would never get it wrong again. Well, guess you just don't know. Now, would I have bought the Jesse James for $18? No, because there's so many others I need to buy for less than that. Evan Williams, 1783. There's a perfect example. Evan Williams, small batch. Another perfect example. Zachariah Harris, another perfect example. Ezra Brooks, another perfect example. And so forth, all of which are less than $18 for $7.50. You said, so well, why did you buy the Jesse James for a liter? A liter of it, because it was $7.99. That's why, $7.99. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. Not that I was against it or hostile to it. I didn't know anything about it. And it was not on my, I got to try this list. But the other ones I just mentioned, they are on the I want to try this list. Every time I see Evan Williams 1783, I'm like, I want to buy it. But I don't, because I got so much backstock. So you say, well, what if you see Shablip sandwich bourbon for $7.99 a liter? You going to buy that? Yeah, because even though I never had in my mind to buy Shablip sandwich bourbon or even heard about it, for that price, I'm going to buy it. You see, I'm going to buy it. Isle of Fire says, haha, Kevin, I don't take issue with artificial coloring. I guess it's better if it's natural, though, and totally sure yet. Not totally sure yet. Yeah, I don't mind it, but I would rather it, it's like, oh, look at this girl. She got blonde hair. Isn't it pretty? I'm like, yeah, but it's dyed. You say, you mean her hair is not really blonde like that? No, man, it's light brown or dirty blonde, whatever they call that, but it's not blonde. She added color to her hair. It's nice, but it's not real, you know. And you say, well, what about her over there? Well, that's natural blonde. She has naturally blonde hair. So would you prefer contrived, which is fine, I guess, you know, fine, or would you prefer authentic? I would prefer authentic. That's just the way I feel about it. I rather authentic, you know. Personal preference, but I rather authentic, you know. Good old Jesse James pulling another fast one, says Kevin. I know, it's irritating as heck. Live and learn, says Isle of Fire. Ezra Brooks is really good, says Kevin. I know. Well, I don't know because I never had it. But I know that everybody I hear talks about how it's good. Good at dodging those bullets. Yep. Unless he's straightened up a picture frame on by the mantle. But Jesse James, you upset me this morning more than you upset poor old Bobby Brady. Wish I could get an old man. I wish I could get an old man to come over to my house and tell me a story about Jesse James and his parents. And I wish that old man had been in about 1,000 other movies. All right. I wish I could go to Hawaii and find a tiki statue. I wish I could go to the Grand Canyon. Oh, yeah, I did go to the Grand Canyon. All right, now. And if I went to Hawaii, not only would I like to find a tiki statue, I like to meet Vincent Price. Okay, and I wish Joe Namath would come to my house and throw. Okay, you say, I guess you want Drysdale to come throw pitch and catch with you baseball. Yeah, I do. From the Dodgers, Don Drysdale. Guess I want my butcher to be named Sam. Okay, we get it. All right, the artificial will always stick out like a sore thumb, but the truth will never be broken. Right, be true to yourself and you will never fall. Okay. Well, some kind of way, somehow, I'm going to try to climb out of this pit of despair. Like Blue Oyster Cult said in 1998, the power underneath, the power underneath, the power underneath despair. Am I depressed about this? Terribly depressed, devastated, horrified, perplexed, confused, dazed and confused. So long it ain't true. Look, you know how you feel right now? I feel worse than that. But I got it wrong. I gave it a fair chance, and Jesse James tricked me up like a trickster. But I got some other exciting products coming up, like a flower. Da 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 da. I need a bourbon that lasts forever, one that will never fade away. I hope they'll help me with my problems. But next up, I don't think this can confuse me. I don't think it will win. I don't think it will do all those nasty little things. And it's called Cooper's Craft. People say, oh, not Cooper's Craft. That's the most controversial bourbon in the world. I know Cooper's Craft is controversial. Some people hate it. Some people love it. No one is indifferent about it. I don't care because I only paid $9.99 a bottle. I know you're jealous, but I only paid $9.99 a bottle, $24 bottle. Yes, that's right. Go and look at Total Wine and More. $24 a bottle. I got it at Mathern's for $9.99. Thank you. But do I love it? No, that's probably why I scored it a B minus initially, a B minus. I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's a weird It's a, I don't know. I got to figure it out. Okay. But that'll be interesting. And then we have, I'm trying to think. Oh, how could I forget? Jim Beam. You say, Jim Beam, give me a break. Yeah, I'll break you off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Jim Beam. That's going to be tough. A lot tougher than I think that we would first assume it would be. And then the Jim Beam Prohibition repeal from 2018, which I got for $12.87. I know that's a great deal, and I'm so delighted that I did not buy the one I saw at Albertsons for $7.99. I mean, excuse me, $17.99. I don't know. I got a feeling there was a feeling I get sometimes when I look to the west, and I was at Albertsons and I said $17.99. I don't know. I just got a funny feeling about it. Kind of like the way I felt about HAL 9000. I just had a funny feeling about it. And so I went to Walmart about a week later. There it was, $12.87. $12.87. I said, yes. I'm so glad. I'm saying this to myself. I'm so glad you didn't buy it. All right. And then we're going to close out with this Brooklyn bourbon whiskey. You say Brooklyn. They make bourbon whiskey in Brooklyn. Yes. And then it's on to blended whiskey. And people say, oh, blended whiskey, American blended whiskey. Hooray. Yes, that's right. I got my 7 Crown ready to go. And I got the Royale Club. People say, oh, boy, can't wait. We're Royale Club. That's right. Okay. Now, last comments. You should make your own bourbon. I know I should be vice president of the world, too, but no one called me. It would probably be quite excellent. What makes Cooper's Craft so controversial? It's considered overpriced, right? No, it's really not that expensive. It's only, like I said, $24. It's controversial because some people just say it tastes nasty. You know, they say, oh, it's horrible. What was Brown-Forman thinking with this? Terrible, horrible. You know, the horror. And then other people say, it's not that bad. What's wrong with you? It's pretty good. I like it. And then you got these two camps. One camp says Cooper's Craft, it's a good value, etc. And then the other camp says it's trash. I'd rather be beat to death with bludgeons, you know. And then they just snipe at each other and it's very angry. Okay, reason, says Oliver. Mackie says Lead Slingers bourbon is on my quote unquote to try list. I try Lead Swingers, huh? Okay. Lead Slingers, if it was $7.99 a liter, you know. All right, so well, I'm sorry I failed, y'all, but there is no but. I failed. Okay. Makes me so aggravated. Okay. Anyway, next time we come back, we'll do the Jim Beam and Prohibition repeal, doggone. I mean, we'll do Cooper's Craft, then Jim Beam, then Jim Beam Prohibition repeal, then that Brooklyn. It's wheated, right? Wheated bourbon, right? Yeah. Yes. And then on to blended. Oh, and my spirit is crying for leaving. Well, I'm leaving now too. Hope you have a nice day, Jay, says Kevin. You too. Y'all take care now, everybody.